Well, happy Valentine's Day, and it's a very special one because we have two creative forces that we love. Face-to-face films with Anthony Laura and Rand Faris and Stephen McCasland. Welcome! And first we're going to go face-to-face with Anthony Laura and Rand Faris. Welcome!
Thank you.
Hi.
So, explain to us what face-to-face films and all, you've been doing so much, and I know Jan Ewing, this is his favorite company.
Well, they're very consistent, and they keep at it, and that's the most wonderful thing. And watching them progress over the last year has just really been marvelous. And I believe I said in my last review, your Zoom work is getting really slick, which is lovely. You can't help but do it over a period of time, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we started the reading series back in May, and we started it just kind of for fun at first, and then after we did Doubt in June, we started picking it up and then doing a few more per month, and then we increased it into this year. So it's been wonderful.
How do you choose your subjects? I mean, they're so different. I mean, you have new and you have old, like Tennessee Williams and Hillary and Clinton, and then Through a Glass Darkly, and then originals.
And you're also reading screenplays too, right? Screenplays.
We do, yeah. We're reading our first screenplay again this month for the year for My Girl. So a lot of actually what we choose, we have particular subjects that we like, that we focus on, mental illness, particularly stories about women. But we have a very large ensemble. So we also like to pick works that will highlight them in ways that they haven't necessarily been highlighted before. So it continues to be a challenge with all the work that we continue to do. So we like each member of the ensemble to consistently be working with what we're doing.
Eva?
Oh, no, Jen, you're in control of this interview.
Oh, well, I've certainly done some lovely things. Rand did a beautiful take on Streetcar Named Desire recently, and I thought you were just lovely, and it really broke my heart. And that play always breaks my heart, but you really did.
Yeah. Thanks.
It was great.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate it. Yeah. I'll just like piggyback, I guess, on what Anthony said. I feel like all the productions that have been chosen, also Anthony just mentioned, like he wants to include all ensemble members, but I think also all of the roles that everyone is being put in also help them grow as actors. For example, like I'll speak from my personal experience because I don't want to speak from everyone's, but I feel it's a mutual thing. Like playing Blanche in Streetcar was a big challenge for me. And I mentioned this to Anthony in the beginning, like I felt like I wouldn't necessarily be chosen to play Blanche, just based on like where I'm from, my ethnicity, my age, just all of this stuff. So I think it's really, what I really love about Face to Face is that we are able to explore characters such as Blanche Dubois, such as like Karen from Through a Glass, that I don't feel I would necessarily be exploring in my career currently as an actress at this age in New York. So it allows us to gain perspective and grow by just being put in these characters' shoes. So that's something I really love, because there's really no limitation, I feel, in Face to Face and being any character. There's such a wide range. And if you look back at when they first started the reading series, because I only joined in around August, you will see that all the cast members before, the ensemble members, have played such a wide range of characters. So it really helps us just keep on growing as performers, which is really beautiful.
It gives you a chance to do parts that you wouldn't do ordinarily.
Exactly. Yeah.
So how did you get this ensemble together in the first place?
Well, so we had a few people that we had started the ensemble with, where we were doing a play outside of quarantine last year called The Girl with the Red Hair. And then we wanted to start increasing the ensemble. And so we asked for recommendations from actors that we knew through casting notices as well. And yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing is, and we say this a lot, is we're really interested in working, as everyone is, with actors who are talented. But we also kind of wheedle it down to make sure there's no ego. Because everyone in our company is always rooting for the other person, whether they're in a show, whether it's just in our company. People are coming to me saying, I like this property for myself, but I think it would be better for this person. So
is that possible
really
that there's no vanity in actors?
beautiful.
It's like, I don't have that experience. I'm sorry.
It's not easy to
You're
find.
very lucky. You're very, very lucky.
Thank you.
Because, you know,
It was not easy to find, I'll tell you that.
yeah, don't get me started, but it's lucky you.
Anthony, is your primary interest in, do you want to direct film rather than stage?
Yeah, I mean, that's what it started as. It's not one over the other for me. Right now, obviously, the reason it's more theater driven is because of COVID. But yeah, we have some web series in production. We have some films still in production. In pre-production. Hopefully going into production maybe later this year. But yeah.
Do you have a great screenplay that you want someone to do? Practically everybody's got a screenplay. I have a screenplay.
Yes, I mean, I have a lot. And you know, we started shooting one right before quarantine, and then we took a break on it because it's something that it's different. It's like 10 different stories within, so we were shooting different segments at a time.
Are you a New Yorker, Anthony?
Yes, I grew up in Long Island, and then I lived in the city. For the quarantine right now, I'm in Connecticut, but yeah.
How about you, Ran? Are you from around here?
So I'm actually from the Middle East. I'm from Jordan, and I've been in New York I just hit my 5-year mark like like a week ago. So I've been here for 5 years now.
I wouldn't be able to tell that at all with your speaking. Excellent.
What part of Middle East? What part?
I'm from Jordan.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Are you also from, where are you from? I was curious.
I'm from Pakistan.
Oh, cool.
My
Nice.
name is Egyptian. Sharif is very
Yeah,
Egyptian.
that's why I saw it
Yeah.
and I was like.
I almost got to Jordan once, but it just never happened. You know, I was very close, but I just didn't. Yeah.
Well, I hope you make it one day soon.
One day,
Yeah.
inshallah. Yeah.
Inshallah. Also, I wanted to just like say a little tiny thing on Bina. Is it Bina?
Bina. Yeah.
Bina.
Bina Sharif.
Bina Sharif. I like your name. On the vanity part, you know what? It's a good topic to bring up because I think like between a lot of like artists and actors, you don't want to feel like you're competing. You know, like it's not a nice feeling to feel like you have to compete with other actors or to feel like you're less than or better than, but it's just like it comes with this form of art, I guess. But I wanted to say, I think the reason why in face-to-face that's not as apparent as you would see it in the outside world, I guess it's because of the fact that everyone seems to get an equal play in these productions. You know, like everyone is treated in the same manner. People will play small roles, people will play lead roles. Everyone gets to play the same amount and also gets to choose what they want to be. And like with this new season, I think Anthony approached everyone and also asked them like, what would you want to be? And would you rather be in this or that? So it's like, if you get to also choose what interests you more, it's like, there's no reason to have that. You're gonna be supportive because everyone's doing kind of what they want to do.
Bye.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Call.
It's okay.
I'm sorry. Okay, but that's all right. We'll cut that out. I was curious. Have you ever thought about doing a musical there, you guys? No.
I thought about it, but no, it doesn't. Unfortunately, I mean, even with like the small musical aspects that we have, they don't work very well without without the proper resources.
Yes.
It's very difficult. I mean, solos are great.
You have a new
but
singer.
what's that?
You have a new singer in your group.
We do, Madison C. Gray. Yeah, so she's someone who's going to be singing in all of our work, in pre-shows, intermissions, and also incorporating songs into the plays and films that we do.
That's great.
Mhm.
Great. I mean, as ensemble players, do you end up, because you're this collection of people, like finish each other's sentences, can sort of read each other's minds? Do you have like your own kind of communication because you kind of squished all together and you've been working so long?
Yeah, I mean, I think particularly from last to this year, we do kind of have the same language in what we're looking to approach. And again, we have a company meeting every month that includes, we have creative partners as well, who are several of the actors, and we come in with ideas about what we want to explore for the next few months, both in terms of work and in growing the company. And I think the meetings have gone on. We can see how our values have come together, where we are thinking about the same things now.
Everyone is developing a very, very good technique for Zoom. It's less and less like reading and more like acting every time. Not that you ever had that problem particularly, but truly, your people seem to know their lines, which is really really nice, and not obviously read. And that's great. And
Yeah,
very nice graphics for this last one. Very nice, the backgrounds and all of that sort of thing. Do you have someone new that's working with your Zoom, or is this just your techniques are improving?
Yeah, no, it's just me trying out new things.
I know the feeling. I know the feeling exactly. Yes. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, it's very, very lovely to have met you both, and thank you both for coming. I can't speak more highly of this group because they are consistent, and the people are. It's very interesting to watch them from time to time. So I really, really do enjoy your work, and I'm looking forward to what's going to happen this year. That's great.
So what is coming up next? Just quickly let us know what we can look forward to.
Sure. So this month we have 3 shows. We have Rand on the 21st doing a one-woman show of Anna Devere Smith's Twilight. And then we are doing on the 27th a reading of the film My Girl. And then on the 28th, we are doing a performance of the play Proof.
Oh, there, you got it. We'll have all the information later. Something to look forward to.
And I will be putting up information for your contacts and everything on the screen too, as we're speaking here.
Awesome.
Amazing, thank you.
And your shows are generally available after on demand, are they not? Not just once.
So now that we've changed platforms, because we don't perform on Zoom anymore, we live stream straight to Facebook and YouTube, and they're available on our YouTube channel at any time once they premiere.
Okay.
We can see Streetcar and Through a Glass Darkly on YouTube.
Correct.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to know.
Well, good for you guys, and keep up the good work. Really, really nice to speaking to you both. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
For having us.
And now we have Stephen McCasland, who has put together this wonderful, one of his plays that Mark has seen. This is his 3rd version of seeing this play from, I think, 2014, Little Wars, that is getting this really slick British production right now from Quiff Media.
Ginger Quiff Media. They are a group of producers from London. Thomas, oh goodness gracious, I want to get this right because they're such lovely guys. Thomas, I can't right now, but Thomas, Thomas, Michael, and Bailey, they are all really lovely guys. And they, together with an actress named Debbie Chazen, who discovered the play and fell in love with it, she plays Dorothy Parker, assembled this amazing cast: Juliette Stevenson, Linda Bassett, Sophie Thompson, Sarah Soleimani, Debbie Chazen, Catherine Russell, who, I mean, everybody's great, but what Catherine Russell does with Alice B. Toklas is just gorgeous. And a young up and coming stage actress, Natasha Karp, who is, I think, going to be just a big star. And they've put it together over Zoom. The entire thing was filmed in everybody else's separate homes. They did it all over Zoom, and they put together a really beautiful production directed by Hannah Chiswick. And I'm really happy with how it came out. I just never expected it to get this much attention, which is great.
The producers are Thomas Hopkins and Michael Quinn,
I couldn't
and
remember the names.
and it was filmed at Southworks, the Union Theater.
It was actually not filmed at the
Oh,
Southern.
was it?
No, it was filmed remotely in everybody's homes over Zoom. The Union Theater just helped us produce it. They were involved in making it happen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I was just looking at my review and getting all the information from that. Okay, so I'll correct.
Thank you for checking, because I really wanted to get their names.
I know you did. So I'm just curious because Little Wars involves Gertrude Stein, Alice B. Toklas, Lillian Hellman, Agatha Christie, Dorothy Parker. How can I forget Dorothy Parker? She is very unforgettable. And then this wonderful character that embodies, what happened to a German Jew during Nazi times, because this takes place in 1940. What inspired you? I mean, did this actually happen? How much of it is your imagination, and how do you interweave your imagination with a factual story and people? Because it's just, you think it's real. They come to life.
Lillian Hellman wrote a book called Pentimento, and one of the chapters was called Julia, and it became a film starring Vanessa Redgrave and Jane Fonda that a lot of people know. And in it, she claims that she helped smuggle money to buy passports for Jews and other dissidents who needed to get out of Nazi Germany over the border in a fur hat. Years later, Mary McCarthy, an American author, went on the Dick Cavett show and said that everything Lillian Hellman says is a lie, including and the. And Lillian, being Lillian, decided she would sue her. And of course, the trial never actually finished before their deaths. But Mary McCarthy claimed to have the real Julia, a woman named Muriel Gardner, who claimed that she had met Lillian Hellman once, and Lillian Hellman had stolen her life story. So my play imagines the evening that Lillian Hellman might have met Muriel Gardner. And it challenges the audience to ask, wait, did Lillian Hellman actually tell the truth, or was Mary McCarthy right? Is everything a lie, including and the? And the other fun little aspect is that Lillian seems to have put Muriel Gardner elsewhere too in her work. A Watch on the Rhine deals with an Austrian socialist revolutionary during the war, and that's what Muriel Gardner's husband was during the war. So this woman seems to have sprinkled her way through Lillian Hellman's life and work, and I can't help believe that she might be right. Maybe she is the real Julia.
Huh. Yeah, it was Muriel Gardner alive to ever, how long did she live?
She was supposed to testify, and I can't remember right now at this moment who died first. I think it was Lillian who died first. And so the trial never happened, but Mary McCarthy was going to have Muriel Gardner giving testimony, I believe. And there's a fun bit in Nora Ephron's play Imaginary Friends, which is about Mary McCarthy and Lillian Hellman still hating each other in the afterlife. And, in it, there's an imagined scene where Muriel Gardner testifies in heaven. And I saw that when I was 14, and I think in a way that sort of led to my lifelong fascination with Lillian Hellman and Mary McCarthy, and led to the creation of this play.
These are fascinating women for a young person to have focused on.
Yeah, I think I might have been an old broad in
in a different life.
Yeah, I've always sort of, you know, the people I gravitate to. I mean, my end all be all is Elaine Stritch, lover, miss her. You know, I just gravitate towards fascinating women of a certain age, and all of my plays deal with them. One is about Rose Kennedy, one is about Laurette Taylor, one is about Billie Holiday and Tallulah Bankhead. Just, I think I'm an old soul, I guess.
It seems like there was so much more glamour around those people, or stories around those people. The grandeur is missing from our world these days. It's very hard to feel grand when everything is happening like it's been happening.
Yeah, I think the reason I like historical fiction is because I'm fascinated by the myth of celebrity and the myth of fame, but we don't really have that myth anymore, because now we know that, you know, Ben Affleck struggled to open the door with coffee, and who cares? Why did that go viral? I don't care if Ben Affleck couldn't open the door with coffee. Why is that such a big deal?
So then how did you end up doing Moose Murders?
Could you please add me to your list?
Sure, of course. Moose Murders, oh God. I used to run a theater company in New York called Beautiful Soup Theater Collective, where we would produce 2-week runs of famous flops. And we did Rags, Doll's Life, Good Time Charlie, a lot of wonderful musicals. And somewhere along the way, I read Moose Murders on a long train ride, and I couldn't stop laughing. It's funnier on page than it is on stage, I must confess. And I thought, oh, this is such a great museum piece. For 2 weeks, this would be a hoot. So the playwright decided he wanted to revise it.
He's from Ithaca, by the way. He went to Ithaca College, my alma mater. So I have actually met the playwright. So, and you love this. His big thing in college, his signature song he did at the drop of a hat was "The Ladies Who Lunch."
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So Moose Murders, it was a fun experience. It was hard. It was very hard. The play is exhausting to perform. It is physically demanding. And there were nights where we'd show up to the theater and go, I don't wanna. But it was a great experience to work on such a famous flop. Our opening night was really fun because we rented a moose costume and had somebody on the red carpet in a moose costume posing. And the red carpet was donated by our sponsor, who we were raising money for, the Gay, Lesbian, Straight and Education Network. We had John Simon being very grumpy with his Moose Murders playbill, posing with the moose, looking miserable. John Simon left at intermission. Let's see, we had Charles Isherwood posing with the moose. Orfeh was there. Charles Bush and Julie Halston. It was a really lovely, fun evening. The problem was that audience knew they were in for the most ridiculous ride of their lives and laughed the whole time. Every audience that followed did not have the red carpet to realize, like, oh, these guys are totally in on the joke and this play is awful. And so every other audience sat there like, oh my God, this play is horrible. Not knowing it was okay to like laugh with us. So there were certain performances where we'd be like, come on, laugh. And they just, nothing.
One year for Halloween, I ran as Moose Murders as my costume because New Yorkers know Moose Murders is a yardstick for the worst show ever written.
Yeah, I think it was on the AARP biggest flops in history list with New Coke and some kind of car. I forget what car. But
an Edsel probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's really wonderful to talk to you, and how nice to have to speak to a young person interested in the history or on these
Thank
historical
you
things.
so much.
I'm the same way. I much prefer history to modern things these days.
Yeah, I'm a bit of an old soul. I think Little Wars will have ended when this.
No, it ends the 14th, I think, and this is
Yes.
going on to the 13th. I
Great.
think this
So
is a show.
you'll
This
have
feature
one
the
more
13th.
day. You'll have one more day to catch it. It's on Stream.Theater or Broadway on Demand. It's about 2 hours, all on Zoom, and the cast is just extraordinary. You get 24 hours to watch it, and a part of your ticket goes to Women for Women Refugee. Women for Refugee Women, sorry, which we've already raised about £10,000 for. So it's a great cause, and I think these women have done beautiful work.
Stephen, thank you so very much, and thank
Oh
you.
wait, Mark wants to say something first.
I was curious about Bernadette character. Is she a real person? Was she a real person, or?
No, I do know that they had a housemaid. There's not much information on her. So Bernadette is the only fictional character in the play.
Mhm.
Every other character is a real factual
also-
person. And it is totally what if and imagined. And some people just don't like that. And then they get obsessed with the idea of, well, it's not what happened. Well, it could have.
And it deals with the important
could've.
themes of that period and of those women as writers. And also I was
There's sort of a looking glass
Yeah,
into that world. It's more about what was happening then than it is about them. And they're figures for so many women at that time.
Also, I was amazed at how the play seemed to be transformed in the Zoom medium. It made it so much more intimate, I thought. It was quieter than other productions. And it felt more like they weren't aware of us as viewers, while, like in a production, even though they're not supposed to be, it's inevitable that you feel they are, like somehow interacting with us. But here it was more like we were privileged to be among these characters. And also, I think, you had wonderful performers in New York, but here the ages of the women just fit so perfectly. Even when they didn't really look like the photographs, they still had this total verisimilitude of, being these women with those life experiences. And I was wondering
They're extraordinary. Those women did all of the work on their own. They each asked for like a little bit of packet of information. They studied any recordings they could find. I mean, Catherine Russell, if you play a recording of Alice B. Toklas, she sounds so much like Alice B. Toklas that it's chilling. The work they all put into it is really, really wonderful. And I constantly feel beyond privileged that women of that caliber and actors of that caliber were there for
Is
my
this
play.
the first time that you've seen one of your works produced by a totally different group?
No, Little Wars has been produced internationally already. It's been done in Bermuda and Costa Rica. It's been done in a few states in the US. And it's currently being translated for Italian and Hebrew. It'll be in Israel at a university next year, and in Rome next year, God willing, if this darn pandemic ever ends.
Had you seen any of the other productions?
Yes, I've seen Bermuda's. I've seen a video of Costa Rica's, Arizona's, Minneapolis's. Yeah, I've been lucky to see different productions, and they're all very, very different. But you're right. There's something about it being over Zoom. It's so secretive and quiet. And even though lots of it is very funny, still, it feels somehow more real because there's no one there laughing with you. It really feels like you're a fly on the wall for these women.
And none of the other Zoom productions of any other material struck me that way. You know, it's, you know, other things were just kind of like, they somehow fit into Zoom and they might have some better than others, but this was really transformed by it. I
Thank
thought that
you.
was
Thank
extraordinary.
you. Yeah, that's really owed to Hannah Chiswick, our director, and John Brown, our graphics editor. They both did amazing work together, and they worked very, very hard and very long hours.
This is a
Do you
straight
live in
question.
London? Do you live in London?
I wish I lived in London. I live in New York.
Because Sadik Theatre did produce your show with the Union Theatre. Sadik, you mentioned Sadik Theatre, right?
Yeah, so Southwark Union Theatre was involved in the production of this virtual revival.
Yeah, it's a great theater. You know, I've been there.
Yeah,
Yeah, I just,
Megan,
yeah, they do great productions. Yeah,
they really do. They really do.
I'm just
Wonderful.
curious,
Just
how
an
did
odd
this
question.
cast?
Did you hate any of the other productions? I know that.
Yes, but I won't reveal which.
Because I wrote a play once and they read it in Los Angeles and it was so, and it's supposed to be a comedy and they sounded like they hated each other and I never got over it.
Yeah, there was one production that was awful, but I will not divulge anything
Well,
beyond.
at least they're doing your work. That's what.
Yeah. I'm sorry, what were you gonna ask, Eva?
You get that cast together in the first place? I mean, who?
Well, Juliet Stevenson is a friend of mine, so that was the easy part. And then Debbie Chazen, who plays Dorothy Parker, knew just about every other woman and put out calls and said, do you want to read this play and then do it with me? And it just sort of happened. It was all phone calls, one to the other, going, ooh, are you free? And all of these women were friends for the most part, and we had a great time. Being in a Zoom room with them was just heaven.
Well,
They are
thank you
just
very much.
wonderful actors,
you.
you know. I mean, they add so much to the writing. They are fabulous actors.
Yeah,
You
they
can't
really
go
are.
wrong, and you are a great writer. So I mean,
Thank
you
you.
know, yeah.
Well, we do have to move on. I'm sorry. Very sorry because I've been really enjoying your conversation. And
I
thank you.
warned
Thank
you, I don't
very
shut
much.
up.
Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Very enjoyable. Your
Eva, we will
interview.
probably have an any influencer. Do you have reviews you want to do today?
Well, Mark, do you want to do the review of Little Wars and Falling Star here, or should we just tell them to read it on the Facebook page?
Tell them to read it because, you know, like we interviewed Stephen, and you know, like the other play, the cabaret act, I hated.
I know, and I liked it. So we'll argue on page. Okay, so I'll just
That's enough.
all right. I'll just say to look for our review of Falling Stars. Here, I have to go to the thing because I want to make sure I get this right.
Yeah, it's Falling Stars is the title of the.
No, I want to make sure I get the Ginger Quiff Media right. Okay. So I'll pause a minute and then say.
You hated Falling Stars?
Yeah.
No, I loved it. Mark hated it.
I liked it, and they're my friends.
Well, I mean, they seem like nice people. I just didn't get the talent. So.
Oh, I gave it a rave review. I gave you and them a rave review, and I really was shocked that Mark didn't like it because I found it. I mean, like you, I like finding out stuff about old musicals. So for me, it was like
So, yeah.
Yeah. So I couldn't imagine anyone not liking it. So that's why I'm so surprised. Like I thought it was safe from curmudgeon-y Mark.
Well,
Yeah.
you know, the description really got me intrigued. I wanted to like it, but I was gritting my teeth through the whole 51 minutes.
See, at this point, I usually hit Mark with the play because we always violently disagree about things.
All right, okay. Ava, you know how much I hated the Temptations musical. When we went together, I hated that with every fiber of my being and wrote a nasty review. And now I'm gonna shut up so you can record.
Oh well, but I never refuted your review. I let you fall on the dagger with that. I kind of agree with you, but I couldn't understand why I didn't like it so much. I thought maybe I just had jukebox burnout. I don't know.
I'm afraid we have to move on, guys. So
Okay. All right.
Yeah, we will have Jay if you want to introduce him, but if you're going to review something, go ahead and do that first.
No, I'm just going to explain about it. That's all. Let me just get this right. All right. So So you've heard from Stephen McCasland. So now on our Facebook page, you can hear our review of Little Wars from Mark and me for Ginger Quiff Media, Thomas Hopkins and Michael Quinn. They also have another one in repertoire with them called Falling Stars. And you can read on page how much Mark and I totally disagreed, where of course I loved it and he hated it. But now we have Jay Michaels with Indie Influencers. Take it away, Jay.
Yay, you remember the name. Yay.
That's because you just said it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have remembered.
Okay, and then anything else you want to introduce? Abina, do you have anything you want to do today?
Well, I wasn't prepared because I did not know you're going to let me do it, but next time.
We're trying to arrange some time for that, and I believe
Okay.
next time we'll
Thank
probably
you.
have one
Yeah.
guest and then some things, because
Just let me know because I'd like to do it like off book, you know.
Right, Eva wants to talk about a number of people who passed too.
We keep adding to, because now we have Christopher Plummer.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
also Lee Brewer's birthday, you know, so we have to talk. We never talked about him.
I
so
know, he's on our
next
list to
time,
talk
yeah.
about. Yeah.
Yeah, we have a lot to say about him. You know, I love Marble Mines and Lee Brewer.
So no other reviews?
Well, no, no.
Okay.
So I'm just
All
going to
right
do it.
then. Say thank you for Jay, and then take us out.
Well, I also want to bring up this.
Oh, you wanted to bring up? You said we had a sponsor. I didn't know that. That's nice.
Yeah, I just want to bring this up quickly. Also, Performer Insider is still going on. You can still get it, and it's even better than before, because I used to call it the cultural heartbeat of New York City, but now we can call it the cultural heartbeat of Zoom theater, because it lets you know all the virtual theater that's going on, and there's so much of it. I mean, there's pages and pages. So if you're tired of binging on Netflix and all those other things, binge on theater. So, and I'm going to try to get David Lefkowitz on our next show, who is the editor-in-chief. But for now, our next show will be February 27th. And again, more information on our Facebook page. You can go to YouTube, see the full show there, the 28-minute show, and in past shows.
That's great. Wonderful to see you all. Is everyone healthy? I hope.
Thank you very much.
Everybody
Great,
healthy.
great to see you, everybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And
Thank
hopefully
you
we'll
all.
get the vaccine
Nice to
soon.
see you. Yeah,
Thank you, Anthony and Rand.
Bye,
Thank you,
guys.
everyone.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
wonderful to see
Anthony,
you,
your
meet
shirt
you.
sounds awesome. If you guys ever are looking for plays to do, message me.
We definitely will.
All
Yeah.
right.
Boy,
You guys sound cool. I'm gonna check you guys out. It sounds really cool.
Awesome.
Same for
Thank
you. Congrats on all your work.
Yeah,
Bye.
absolutely.
You too, guys. Take care.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
I'm going to end now. Take
It's
care.
nice to meet all of you.
And
You
stay out of the
too.
snow. It's going to snow all day.
Yeah, it's snowing out really bad
Yes,
again.
it's snowing here.